A very warm welcome to one and all present here, respected chairpersons, distinguished delegates, and fellow researchers. I, Diya Roy, from School of Allied Healthcare and Science, deemed to be University, Bangalore, India. It's my honor to present my research work on the development of frozen vegan cutlet using raw jackfruit and colocasia at this prestigious global conference on food science and nutrition, themed recent research on invention in food science and nutrition. Over to the slides. The title of my research is the development of frozen vegan cutlet with raw jackfruit and colocasia. So these are the contents which I'll be discussing further in slides. Introduction. So let me begin with a simple question. How many of us today depend on frozen food at least once a week? I'm sure quite few hands would go up. In today's fast-moving life, frozen foods are no longer a luxury, they are necessity. They save time, reduces food waste, and gives us convenience. And because of this, the global frozen food industry is booming. Here is a twist. While frozen food is growing, people are also demanding healthier and plant-based choices. In fact, a survey showed that 63% of Indians, especially the youth, are open to a plant-based diets. That is actually a cultural shift. Now, if you walk into a supermarket in India, what do you mostly find in a frozen section? Is it potato fries, nuggets, and a heavier or a highly processed foods? Very few vegan or nutritious and rooted in our local food culture. This is exactly the gap I wanted to address. My research focused on creating frozen vegan cutlet with raw jackfruit and colocasia, two crops that are locally available but sadly often forgotten. To make the products more appealing and pair them with soy chunks for protein and sweet potato for a natural sweetness and color. Objectives. So basically, there are two objectives for my product: to develop a frozen vegan cutlet using raw jackfruit and colocasia to assess its nutritional value and evaluate its sensory characteristics. So, in short, I want to create a snack that's not just tasty and healthy, but also affordable, local, and a future study. Then comes our research design. First one is the procurement of sample. All the samples have been procured from local trees and market. Then comes our development of the product. We have pre-processing and processing methods. In pre-processing methods, I have cleaned, soaked, drained, peeled, minced, and mashed all the products. Then the processing method, I have done sorting, mixing, and shaping. Then comes approximate analysis. Physiochemical analysis and microbial analysis has been done. The fourth one is the sensory evaluation. In the sensory evaluation, a control sample and the experimental sample, which is the soy chunks and sweet potato, has been done for the sensory evaluation. Then comes a packaging, design and labeling, cost analysis, and statistical analysis. Materials and methods. So first one is the procurement of sample. So all the samples are being locally accessible for the development of the product. Soy chunks and sweet potato are the two different binding agents. So why soy chunks? Soy chunks, it's a protein enriched and meat-like texture. Sweet potato for a natural sweetness, smooth texture, and added micronutrients. As I mentioned earlier, the food processing, first the ingredient procurement, all the samples are being procured, then pre-processing, then processing methods has been done, then storage condition. It's a frozen vegan cutlet, so the cutlets are being they're kept in a freezer in a minus 18 degrees Celsius or below temperature. Then comes the development of the product. So the in the study, I have developed two distinct vegan cutlet variants. One is a soy chunk variant and the other one is a sweet potato. So as I mentioned earlier, soy chunks has a higher protein content and it gives a chewy texture. Mincing, it gives a meaty texture and it gives a mouth feel when we eat the soy chunk variant. Then comes a sweet potato variant. It gives a natural sweetness, moisture, and color, and it also contributes vitamin beta carotene also, and it gives a smooth, creamy texture to the product. Then a lot of trial-based formulation has been made for a balance, flavor, texture, moisture content, and binding ability. Then comes a sensory evaluation. The sensory evaluation has been conducted for two variant cutlets using a 9-point hedonic scale, converting covering appearance, color, flavor, taste, texture, aroma, and overall acceptability. So this I have done carried out 3 trials with the help of trained, semi-trained, and untrained panelists for both the variants, soy chunks and sweet potato. Then comes a physiochemical analysis. Moisture, ash, protein, fat, food fiber, carbohydrate, and energy is being done for all the 2 products. Then comes a nutrient analysis, anti-nutrient analysis. So tannin and calcium oxalate test is being done for both my food products. Then comes a storage and quality evaluation. For the frozen product, freezer condition, the food has been stored in minus 18 degrees Celsius or below. Then comes a quality and safety. For the microbial test, I have done page count, actinomycet test, fungi, and bacterial test. Packaging design and labeling. Packaging was designed using a freezer safe food grade material to maintain the product quality. So I have used a lidding film for the packaging design, and all the labelings has been mentioned in the packet. Then comes the results and discussion. The formulation of the development product. For the soy chunks and sweet potato, I have formulated in 100 grams. So raw jackfruit and colocasia has been equally taken as 25 grams. Soy chunks and sweet potato is being taken in 15 grams, and the rest of the small ingredients has been taken. So in the sensory evaluation, as you can see in this graph, soy chunks has appeared higher in taste, appearance, aroma, flavor, color, texture, and overall acceptability. Soy chunks and sweet potato has similar variations, but comparing, and I have taken a control, which is a potato-based cutlet, which is commercially available. So comparing with all the 3, soy chunks has secured a higher position for all the for all the elements that I've taken for the sensitive evaluation. Then comes a proximate analysis. As you can see, I have taken soy chunks and sweet potato. Carbohydrate levels are higher in both sweet potato and soy chunks. Then comes a moisture. Moisture is lower for both. Protein, it's higher in soy chunks. Definitely soy chunks has protein content when comparing with sweet potato. Fat, again, it's in similar, same amount of fat is there both in my products. Ash content, soy chunks has lower comparing with sweet potato. Fruit fiber, sweet potato has higher fiber comparing with soy chunks. Then the sensory difference, the sensory perception on different cooking methods on frozen cutlets. I have taken 4 different cooking methods for my 2 products. which is tawa, air frying, microwave, and deep frying. So as you can see, only slight differences are there in all the four products, all the four cooking methods. So all the four cooking methods are being highly recommended by all the panelists who have done the sensory evaluation. So on the little higher side, deep frying is being evaluated higher for both soy chunks and sweet potato. And microwave and tawa frying are almost similar in rates. And the least, comparing with all the four, the least is air frying method. The people who liked most was the deep frying, and the people who disliked or the least liked was the air frying method. Then comes the anti-nutritional components. Tannin and calcium oxalate test was being done, and both of them the content is absent. Then comes our effective storage on microbial quality of soy chunk cutlet up to 6 months. So as you can see, bacterial and fungal growth has been seen in both the products. But E. coli and antimycin content is zero. It doesn't have any of the microbial contamination. So the cutlet is being consumed up to 6 months on the safer side. Then comes the packaging design and labeling. With the help of AI, I have generated a packaging design for both sweet potato and soy chunks. So the limitations of the study is a short-term storage analysis. So as I mentioned earlier, the storage capacity it's just for 6 months, not more than that. So that is one of the limitations of my study. Then comes the geographical ingredient dependency. So as I've taken jackfruit and colocasia, jackfruit is a seasonal fruit, so it is not available for all the 12 months. So that is also one of my limitations. Then comes a future scope and improvement. Shelf life extension using natural preservatives. I can use rosemary extract or vinegar powder. Then the second one can be a fortification. For my future study, I can add any fortification to enrich or the ingredients. Product diversification. So like not just cutlets, I can divert into different categories like burger patty or frozen kebabs or wraps or even samosas can also be made out of these ingredients. Then scale up and commercial feasibility. For the shelf life extension, I can use a vacuum sealed packaging or a biodegradable wraps. So the conclusion, I would like to conclude saying that so this research shows that jackfruit and colocasia can be turned into an innovative, tasty, and sustainable frozen cutlets. The products are nutritious, safe, affordable, and it is cultural relevant, filling a real gap in Indian frozen food market. So by using utilized local crops, we can create a value-added product that are in line with both consumer needs and global dietary trends. These are the references. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation. I sincerely thank the organization of the 11th Global Conference on Food Science and Nutrition for providing me the opportunity to present my work under the theme Recent Research and Invention in Food Science and Nutrition. I am also grateful for my mentors, colleagues, and institution for constant support throughout this research. Finally, I thank all of your kind attention. Thank you.